Hi everybody, in this knife sharpening episode, we'll be talking about and reviewing the WorkSharp kitchen pull-through sharpener. Let's talk about the features of the WorkSharp kitchen pull-through knife sharpener. It's made out of a very sturdy, strong plastic. It also contains a 320 grit diamond rolling wheel inside on the part that says 1 and on the part that says 2. You have a ceramic rolling disc. Now the thing that's important about this is that this isn't going to damage your knife like the other pull-through sharpeners that are just 2 carbide steel blades that you run your knife across. It's very harsh. It can actually damage your knife. So having a roller system or a roller wheel in here is really the way to go if you care about your knives and you want them to last a long time. This device has a very nice rubber base all along. You put it down to sharpen it, it really stays nice and firm in place and doesn't move around. The other feature of this sharpener is it has a diamond plate for sharpening scissors. Now we're not going to cover that in this video, but it is nice to know you can sharpen your scissors as well as your knives. However, keep in mind this is a 20-degree sharpener. The way the knife comes to the factory, I recommend is the way you should keep sharpening the knife. In the case of the knife we tested, it was a 20-degree knife. 17 to 20 degrees was the sharpening that the manufacturer said came out of the factory. Therefore, I felt comfortable using a 20-degree sharpener to sharpen the knife. I did my initial testing on the Edge On Up industrial knife edge sharpener. And the one thing you got to do about this is you got to make sure you do it correctly. You got to press very slow, very even, and not be jerky or slam the knife down or rub it across the test media. First test was 408. I went and did 3 tests to get a base, average them out. On the second test, I believe we went to 538. And then we went for a third test. Make sure you tear the machine out so it's always at 0. And then I restrung the media to do the next test. And here we are doing the final test, making sure we line things up just like we did before. And we're at a total of 398. We're going to use a rocking motion back and forth on the sharpener. This is per WorkSharp's instructions, so I'm doing it exactly the way to do it. They also show how to do it on their YouTube, so that way you can make sure you're sharpening correctly with the right device. You want to keep the knife perpendicular the whole time. Rock it back, slight pressure. You can go 10 strokes or 15 strokes. When you're done, just make sure you do the same on the ceramic disc, which is step number 2. Okay, so now we have our knife done, and we're going to go ahead and wipe it off, like so, and dust it's off there. Let's go ahead and get our tester and see what we're looking at. Now, sorry this is out of focus, but I don't know what it locked onto, but this test is after our sharpening, and our first test score is 331. Then we went ahead and did it again, restrung our media, and slowly press down until we get our next test score, 269. And then we finally restrung it again for our third test that we could average out and ended up with a total gram score of 294. This little device, it's not very expensive at all. This is a really good sharpener. Now, this knife that I sharpened is a really hard steel, so I did 2 passes rather than 1, and you can do 3 passes, 4 passes. However, I think there is a limit that you'll get when it comes to getting this sharp because the grit of this is a coarser grit and you need finer grits to actually get even a sharper blade. For my use in the kitchen, this is perfect. I actually did some cooking between this video using this knife, and to me, it's razor sharp. So 300, 325, 350, those are really sharp knives. You're not gonna really be able to tell the difference when it comes to cutting tomatoes, proteins, that type of thing. It's gonna slice through it like butter. Absolutely fantastic sharpener. If you're new into sharpening, you want something in the kitchen, you don't wanna spend time going through different grits, you don't wanna use a honing rod, and you want something very simple. Now, the scissor sharpener here will be another video, but you can sharpen scissors, and it's nice to know because all of us usually have a pair of shears in the kitchen. Many of them come apart, and this is a great value for both knife sharpening and sharpening the scissors in your kitchen. Now, for your convenience, I have this knife sharpener in my Amazon store. All the things that I do reviews on, that I use in my kitchen, we're gonna put in the Amazon store so you can have a one-stop shop. Very convenient. I've got a lot of feedback from people like that. This right now, as of this filming, is only $29.95. And you are good to go. This will do 20 degrees though, so you gotta make sure you know if your knife's 20 degrees. If it's not, we've got a lot of other sharpeners from WorkSharp coming on that'll do the job, so stay tuned and check them out. Now people are gonna ask, how do I know if my knives are 15 degrees, 17 degrees, 20 degrees, 25 degrees? My advice is do your research, Google the companies. If you don't know for sure, I've emailed manufacturers and every one of them has gotten back to me with the degrees on their knives that are sharpened. Some will tell you they're 17 and 20 because they can't give you an exact number because they're done in a factory and they're not exactly precise, but they're in that range. If it's a 17 to 20, you can absolutely use this 20 degree, it'll work fine. Now, I don't think this device or this sharpener is really gonna do the job well when it comes to re-edging a knife because there's a lot involved with that. It takes a lot of time and you wanna make sure you have the right tools to do it. But WorkSharp has those too. So if you wanna know the degrees, write the manufacturer, Google. There's a lot of information out there too that's been posted on various manufacturers through different websites that tell you the degrees on the blades. Look out for more videos. We got a lot more WorkSharp on the way. Make sure you check out my playlist for all of the top videos. Till next time, smoke on, baby!